Yo, what's going on, guys? This is going to be the January 9th, Tuesday macro review for the AM session, and I'm going to be referring to ES and also NQ when I'm doing my review. So let's just get started in the 9:30 opening. As you can see on the left side, we have NQ, right side, we have ES. NQ ran up. ES started to kind of consolidate a little bit, but as we got further into the session, we noticed that ES dropped, purging these lows that have the arch in it. So we purged the low, and now we started to revert to buy side, quote unquote buy side liquidity. For Nasdaq and obviously ES, I seen that these equal highs were the most clear draw. Too equal, too clean in my opinion. And also on the left side, all down here, I kind of seen efficient price delivery. So I was mainly bullish for the whole day. But let's get started with the 950 to 1010 macro. So from what I've seen, obviously, like I said, we came down, and this other low right here, this ITL or this intermediate term low, it got purged, started reverting back to buy side on ES. So that gave me confluence for NQ. No trades today, but this is the logic that I was using to tape read. But as we approach this BISI, also let me bring up the criteria. So one, do we have liquidity? Yes, we do. We have a low hanging fruit marked as X, and obviously a liquidity pool up here and also here. So these were my draws for the 950 to 1010 macro. One, we have liquidity. Next, do we have a BISI or SIBI? We have one shaded in pink, classified as a BISI. And does it offer 20 points? Let's see. Yes, it does. Low hanging fruit, 20 points. Full terminus at the liquidity pool up there, almost 33. Let's do 33 and a half. So for the 950 to 1010 can offer, good like 33 points. And yeah, that's it for the 950 macro. And let's move on to the 1050 to 1110 macro. So same logic, same thing here on ES and NQ. We have an SMT, but what I seen when I was tape reading on NQ was these lows, and I seen that it purged in this down close candle right here, marked as an order block. Let me do that right now. Was obviously supporting price to go higher, so we purged this low, reverted back to buy side, and as we started to approach the macro, we can see that we have an SMT divergence with ES and NQ. And why am I using this as an SMT rather than a six sister approach where one of them is going to start catching up? Only because my draw is completely higher with these equal highs up here. So that's why I would trust that this is the SMT. And as we approach the macro, let's bring up our criteria. And also this 15-minute SIBI was my draw for this macro. So, and we kind of hit it before we, after we made the BISI, but also we can still take it to the liquidity pool. So one, do we have liquidity? I would classify that SIBI as a liquidity pool or something like that we can use as a draw. So yes, we have liquidity. One, do we have a BISI? Yes, we have a 3 PD arrays, which is a breaker or an order block, and also a volume imbalance, and also a BISI. So yes, number two. And does it offer 20 points? I believe it only offered 10 to the SIBI. And then obviously if we take it all the way to the highs, that's 50 points. But honestly, the top of the SIBI or consequent encroachment of it would offer you 15 points. Me, in my opinion, I think this would have been a good setup, especially with our draw being higher. So it does offer you 20 points, even though we don't have a clear, like a liquidity draw. So this 15-minute SIBI we can use. So let's move on to the 1150 to 1210 macro. Me personally, I didn't really see anything in this macro. To be honest, I really didn't. Honestly, the only thing that I seen was ES was not at the liquidity pool that was already taken on NQ. So obviously these highs that we've just now taken out, we can see that the macro kind of set it up to go long. So in my opinion, inside this macro, this BISI would have probably been the best one, but obviously it didn't give us an option. But if buying this, I wouldn't recommend. I didn't buy it. I'm just going to keep it a ban. But this volume imbalance paired with this breaker And this redelivered rebalance would have been a good buy to take you all the way up to the liquidity pool. So that's probably it for the 1150 to 1210 macro, and that's it for today. Thank you.